against Fianna. Ball gone in there, was really well taken again there by number 10 is Peter Slevin, but it's well blocked by Mikey Cole. Gives it off here to Shawnee McGee. Shawnee's 50 yards out. Shawnee have a shot for goals, and that should go over the bar. Great score from Shawnee, really well done. From Shawnee McGee, a brilliant score from 70 yards to put Trim 2-3 to 6 points ahead, 3 points advantage again. Couple of balls going into the full forward line, coming out a bit quick there.
Yeah, again, it just seemed to be a mishit shot from Mikey Cullen that time, and it just dropped short. Instead of trying to play that ball over the full back line, covering into the space.
Long puck out again from Owen Riley, breaks through everybody, but onto it is Shawnee McGee. Settled great now into the game. McGee back to Toher back to McGee. Toher is in trouble with his back. He goes down. Gives it on to Alan Douglas, who is actually, Dougie's lined out in full forward at this stage. Goes out over the sideline to down here beside us again. It's going to be a sideline ball for Trim. James Toher looked to twig it back a little bit. We are lined out now as we speak, with Dougie gone in full forward and Ethan Devine has followed him in. Mikey Cole is out a wing forward, and number 9 Nola Sullivan, who was marking him, has followed him out. So obviously the plot is that Ethan will mark Dougie no matter where he goes. So we're lined up here with a sideline here right in front of us on the far side of the field in
dugout side.
In Rathmaline dugout side. Gary Fleming will take this. Not a great one from Gary, but it goes to James Murray. James is having a very good game. Gary is still free. Oh, poor ball. Not a bad game, not a bad ball from James, but Gary just didn't get it. And getting a little bit sloppy from Trim. 2-3 for Trim, 6 points in Fianna. Last couple of minutes, couple of lovely scores from both sides, and it's still kind of level up. This game is still in the balance. In front of us here is Mark Slevin, who takes a beautiful sideline. It's right in the middle of the field here in front of us. Mark Slevin sets up his position, and this could end up inside the square. He hits no more than James Murray. He hits a lovely ball. Mark Slevin warms up for this one. There is 19, almost 20 minutes gone. Ball doesn't go as far as I thought. Conor Quigley wins it back. Lovely play by Quigley. Does he get it into his hand? He doesn't. Instead it slips Peter Slevin. Peter comes from the 50-yard line. He's hit by Dylan Farrell. Toher grabs the ball again at centre back. Not a great ball, but it goes to Joey Cole. Joey on the ball, gives it off to Squiggles. Great tackle by Conor Quigley in the middle of the field. The Fianna are not happy with it, but it's only a shoulder. Ball goes over Brian Dowling's head again, but Mikey Cullen is on it. Mikey steps inside the 21 from an acute angle. He has a shot. Not gone wide. It is gone wide. Another kind of wide from Trim that maybe should have been crossed. Some of those acute angled shots. I thought that was a fair enough challenge. Conor Quigley and Mark Slevin.
Yeah, I think it started off as a fair enough challenge. I think Mark Slevin might have just turned his body as Conor Quigley was coming in to hit him the shoulder, and he might have just caught him might be more down his chest. I'd be more worried about James Toher. He did come into the water break there, holding his left, just above his left hip, holding his back. As you said, he's playing really well, and if he tends to go off, then he could be in a little bit of trouble there, but hopefully he seems to be motoring all right. I know Liam went to go out and have a look at him, but he just might shrug it off, might just have been a belt or something. But it's Trim are doing okay. They're still 2-3 to 6 up. We're 21 minutes gone in this first half.
Nowhere near comfortable here in Rathmaline. This is going to be a close enough match. Trim looked the better team, but they're just not pulling away. It's 2-3 to 6 points. Mark Slevin is still down after that shoulder from Conor Quigley. Worryingly, James is kind of hopping a little bit. James Toher at centre back. He's having such a match, you would not like to see him going off. Owen Riley has the ball in hand for the puck out again. Mark Slevin is still down. He did get a fair thump. Mark Riley's having a word with Mikey Cole, who has come in to have a look at Mark Slevin. So
what's the score in Kiltale?
5-3 to Kiltale. First water break. So Sub Joycey asking the score in Kiltale. 26 minutes gone in the Kiltale-Kildalkey match. Kiltale 6 points, Kildalkey 4 points. Not much between them there. A draw is not what we need over there, but we do need a Trim win here. So it's 2-3 to 6 points. 22 minutes gone. There's 2 minutes there for Mark Slevin's injury. Mark is thankfully is up, walking away. He did get a fair hit, but Mikey Cole is still mouthing to Mark Riley in the middle of the field. That doesn't get you too far with Mark Riley. Owen Riley, no relation to Mark, hucks the ball out long ball here towards the 50-yard line. Rourke is under it. Rourke doesn't grab it, in slips Dylan or Conor Quigley. He just didn't get it there. Back there goes Kieran O'Rourke. Rourke gathers well. Rourke takes on 3, loses possession. Still, and Luke Moore grabs the ball. Luke hands it down the sideline to Conor Quigley. Conor Quigley on there to Dylan Farrell. There's a lot of the Fianna men around him. Outside him is Mikey Cole. Mikey grabs the ball in the middle of the field. He has James Murray inside. He's clean down with Mikey Cole is clean down with Mark Riley. He's given advantage and he pulls it back. He pulls it back. For the original advantage. He obviously thought that James Murray wasn't going too far, and I think he did the right thing actually giving free, because James may not have scored and there would have been no advantage gained. I think it's the right thing. You might agree, Flynn.
Yeah, I thought he put the hand up to allow the advantage, and while there was a bit of a scrum for the ball, he's still allowed to play on, and then James picked it up and ran clear of the half-back cover, and he looked to be going through on goals. Well, he was still 35 yards out, but hopefully he'll slot this one out.
James Murray 70 yards out, lifts and strikes. Does he hit it correctly? The one on the right hand side is waved it wide. It's wide. It's waved it wide.
Look wide for me.
And it looked as if it was wide. It was. It should have been over the bar. Conor Quigley comes to this puck out. One there again by Luke Moore, and Sean McGee slips to the ground. There's 4 or 5 Nafina people there. But Dylan Farrell comes out with it, kicks it on. Still Dylan, but it slips out here to Sean McGee. Should slip in and pick his ball. Just doesn't get it first time. Needed to pick that ball first time. A great block though. Second time by Shawnee. Ball far side the field from us. Back here towards Luke Kelly. It's very well played by Joey Cole. One very nicely back. Conor Quigley is back there, and ball is cleared down the far sideline towards Mark Slevin, who's up from his knock. Mark left-handed pits the ball across the middle. Charlie has to come out to 21, misses the ball cleanly. Which needs to be put in the back of the net. Charlie came outside the square. Ball, a low ball on the ground, should have been gathered by Charlie. Instead it was missed. Ball was trickling towards the net. Kieran O'Rourke running back, got a stick to it and hit it out for a 65. So the game gone very sloppy here. Fergal 2-3 for Trim, 6 points in Fianna, 24 and a half minutes gone.
Yeah, got away with one there. Thought it was a mistake over on the far side again. James Toher looking the worse for wear over there, and maybe it was his mistake that allowed the shot in. But Charlie should have really had that under control.
Ian Birmingham's coming on for Trim.
Ian Birmingham is going to come in for James Toher, and
Conor Quigley I think is going back centre back, and maybe Ian will go directly to the middle of the field. But big loss here for Trim, football and hurling. James Toher walking off the field with just holding his back. It looked like he could have had that issue maybe beforehand, because he didn't get a knock on it. Ball in by Barry Slevin. Goes all the way over the bar for Barry's 4th, I think. Barry's 4th and Fianna's 7th. The sub is being made. James is walking gingerly here from the sideline. Fortunately for Trim, James has gone off the field. Starman has been playing great for Trim all year. Conor Quigley instead goes back centre back, and Ian Birmingham's in midfield. Ian is a great player in his own right, comes midfield with Dylan Farrell. James is still walking towards the sideline. Charlie with ball in hand. There is 25 and a half minutes gone. There will be 2 minutes at least injury time for both James and Mark Slevin. 2-3 for Trim, 9 points for Trim. Nafina 7 points, 2-point game. Long puck out comes towards Joey Cole, slips through all the way to James Murray, who's having a lovely game. He's well ahead of the centre back. James 21 yards out, goes for a score. If it's a score, it's an unbelievable score. It is the score of the match, possibly the score of the year class from James Murray. James is on fire. He's given Evan Mullally a torrid time playing centre forward. Evan is nowhere near him. 3 brilliant points from James, 1 from sideline, 2 brilliant ones from play, and I think he got 1 from free as well. Has he 4 points, Fergal?
3.
No, 3. So ball is cleared, long puck out again. It's 1 here down the half forward line. The half forward line for the Fianna are winning plenty of ball, but that's given to Sean McGee, who tidies it up, gives it towards Dougie and his marker, Ethan Devine. Ethan doesn't win the first ball. Does he win the second? He does win the second, does nicely. Ethan doesn't clear the ball. Ball's gone out over the sideline. Just about over the sideline. I think the linesman did us a little favour there, but Ethan won the 3rd ball. This is James Murray country again. It is 60 yards out. Do you fancy him here, Flynn?
Oh, after the last one you'd have to fancy him. You always fancy this, John.
Even money.
I'll take you on, John. I think it's too far out. And even 2 pints and leaning his later.
Better struck.
Very good. Now that for no gamblers please around the Trim GA. Beautiful cut by James, but it's actually gone towards him. Mikey Cullen keeps it in. It was going wide. Mikey kept it in well, and he's been marked there by ball still around. Mikey just happens to win it. He's fouled. Mikey's inside. Beale has a chance for goal. Oh, he should have nailed it. He doesn't, but we still get the free in advantage. Jesus, Brian should have nailed that one. Mikey did incredible. The ball should have been cleared out. He grabbed it like the magician he is from out of nowhere. Grabbed it out of the sky, came across the square, hand passed to Bino 5 yards out, hit the ball straight at Owen Riley. Should have been a major.
Probably the first sign of Magic Mikey today. I know he's been playing very well since the start again, but that's a bit of magical work there from Magic Mikey.
So, referee Mark had given the advantage. James Murray will tap this free over. He's 21 yards out. He could go for a goal if he wanted, but he should take the point, would be the smart move. Much better play from Trim the last couple of minutes. James gets a score, 2-5 for Trim, 7 points for the Fianna. We put a 4-point gap into it. That's the largest since the 2 goals. Owen Riley has ball in hand. Trim much better in the last 5 minutes. Mikey Cullen is everything he does at the minute is it can go wrong, but it usually goes right. Owen Riley with the puck out towards the far side of the field from us, under 13 Birmingham. Moz goes high again. Luke Moore breaks to Mark's level. He's on his own, left-handed Mark has a shot at goals. Scores. Mark's Levin's playing a great game for the Fianna. Must be titled their centre back. I think Conor Quigley's marking him now. And there is 28 and a half minutes gone. It's 2-5 for Trim, 8 points for the Fianna, 3 points game. Trim need to get under. The puck out is causing Trim to have a free flick.
Yeah, Owen Riley has a very long head on the ball, and it's landed down just nearly in behind our half back. I mean, it is causing us problems.
Ball towards James Murray again, who's Evan Mullally hanging out of him, but James done very well. 4 in the Fianna men round him, and one of them gathers it from him. But the ball is over there towards at the Fianna side of the field. As well run there by Kieran O'Rourke. Kieran drops it, Jesus, 3 times he dropped it. And we're lucky enough to get a side. And Trim are a little bit tentative out there around the half-back kind of midfield at the minute. They should get the ball and drive the ball in. They're doing a little bit too much messing, and there's 4 in the Fianna men around the Trim man when he gets the ball. Anyway, the outcome of that is a line ball for Trim, which was taken back to Jerry Dwan. But ref is saying take it again. So we have, I think, is that Ian Birmingham going to take this? It is Ian Birmingham. First possession of the game for Ian. It's a sideline. He will take it just about between the 50 and the 70 yard line in the Trim side of the field. Ian, a beautiful cut down the wing there towards Mikey Cullen. Mikey doesn't get this one. It's won by Ethan Levine. Ethan clears well down here towards the half forward. Peter Slevin, who's ahead of Sean McGee. Peter on his right can have a shot for goals. Hits it in, it's coming short. Charlie comes, tops it with the stick, gathers it. Chad gives it down the middle towards Mikey Cole. Mikey's a long way from his own goals. Hits the ball in towards Owen Riley. And it's over the bar. That's a score from conservatively 100 yards from Mikey Cole. I thought it was the wrong option. It ended up in the right one. Brilliant score from Mikey. 2-6 for Trim, 14 points. It's 12 points. The Fianna, 8 points. There is 30 minutes, 30 seconds gone. There will be a minute and a half more for injury time. Out comes Conor Quigley, and he got a slap in the hand for his trouble. Joey Cole on the ball. Joey plays a lovely ball to James Murray, who's well ahead of Evan Mullally again. Gives it back towards Dylan Farrell. Dylan plays a lovely ball to Brian. Brian's 40 yards from goals. He takes on his man. He's round his man. He's round Oisin Bright. He's 21 yards out. He should score. First possession for Brian. First score for Brian. 2-7 for Trim. 8 points in the Fianna. Just the end of the first half we need. If we can hold out at this, we've a 13 points to 8 lead. There's probably one more score before the half-time whistle. 31 minutes, 10 seconds gone. Owen Riley with this long puck out. We need to get under this puck out. Out comes Luke Moore again, but it's broken again from the puck out to the Fianna. But it's really well won back by Dylan Farrell. And now Conor Quigley gets on the ball. He has Ian Birmingham out in front of him. Ian, left-handed, is blocked by number 8 for Shawnee Martin, who hasn't been in this game so far. Rourke wins the ball in their own 50. Is he fouled? He's not. Still Rourke, but it's really well gathered by Ian Birmingham. Ian Strong takes on 3 men, but gives the bad pass there to number 17, Oisin McCluskey. Sean Coffey, the ball comes in towards the goals. Ball gone wide for the Fianna, 6th wide of the game. 2-7, 4th wide of the game. Trim 2-7. The Fianna 8 points. There is 32 minutes gone in the first half. With Mark play another minute, he will. Long puck out towards the danger man. James Murray wins the ball well ahead of Mullally. He's giving him a horrid time. James 60 yards out towards the goal again. Magic Mikey is in there. Ball broke. But it's not broke to the net. It's gathered very well there by Oisin Bright. Oisin gives it out, but only to Dougie, who has been quiet for the last 20 minutes. Dougie on the ball. That's a score. It's a lovely one. Great score by Dougie. 2-8 for Trim, 8 points to the Fianna, 6-point gap. 32 minutes, 20 seconds gone. There will be very little more time to play in this half. Trim have re-established that 6-point lead, just approaching half time. Owen Riley with the long puck out again. This is the one that's causing us trouble. Is it causing us trouble again? It's well won by Conor Quigley. Ian Berman, who's played a great start to this match since he came in. He's blocked there though. And on out to the ball comes Gary Fleming. Gary hand pass to Ian Bermingham. Back to Shiny McGee. He's Mikey call out front of him, but he gives it off to Brian Dowley. Brian's out ahead of Oisin Bright. He's 50 yards from goals. He's been fouled by Oisin. Brian is a judge of overcarried the ball. He probably was a little unlucky. He's going to bring the ball on now, 10 yards for Mouthing. He did overcarry it, but he was fouled first.
Yeah, you pull him swinging out of his arm, and Mark lets a lot of those things go, and he does pull up then if a player is overcarrying the ball, he pull it up. But he was definitely fouled there for Bino was definitely.
So this will be the last play of the first half. It's a free to the Fianna, about 73 yards from the goals. Barry Slevin stands out left-handed to take it, 2-8 for Trim. The Fianna 8 points, 6-point gap at the minute. It could be 5 in a minute, and I'd say this will be the last action of the first half. Barry stands over this free, 72 yards from the goals, left-handed. He takes his time with these. He aims it up, 2-8 for Trim. The Fianna 8 points is now 33 and a half minutes on the stopwatch. Barry left-handed strikes. He's gone to the left and wide. Gone to the left and wide. Barry's missed it here. It was the last action of the first half. Mark Riley, that was maybe somewhat justified that we didn't, that